Good evening, and where are my sisters at? Well, where are my sisters at? Yes, girl, this how we come on. Where are my sisters at? Where are my sisters at? Bring it on in, bring it on in. Bring it on in. Hello, my sisters. Hello, my cutie pies. This is Lisa D. Adams, your seed sowing maven, and where are my sisters at? I see you coming in, and that's my real sister there. Hey, girl, bring it on in. Bring it on in. It is time for our Monday night conversation. Yes, it is. Bring it on in. Do me a favor and share. You could start a watch party. We're talking about something very powerful this evening. I am so blessed and so excited to have my good friend here with me, the one and only, the award winning, the bestseller author, Wit Devereaux. Whoop, whoop. I got celebrity status up in here. Celebrity status.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, yes. Thank you for stopping in. I don't usually wait. I say my greeting to them and they come on in because I think people's time is valuable.
Yes, absolutely.
And then they will come in or they'll see they're good for looking at the replay.
Mhm.
So we just going to get our message out and we're going to love on those who come on in while we're on it. And then the others will catch up. So this evening we are talking about something that is on the rise that we need to decrease.
Yeah.
We are talking about domestic violence. Hello, Tasha. Tash is someone you need to know.
Hi,
We're
Tasha.
on the same level.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes. She works with teens too on domestic violence and
wow.
all this too.
I'm gonna
Yes.
write your name down.
Yes, so
and send you
she
a
is
friend
someone
request.
you need to know for that reason. But we're talking about domestic violence as it relates to our teens. Some people define love through violence.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but some of it's only what they know.
Hmm. That's true.
Only what they're seeing. Hey, Nisha, only what they've seen in their households or those around them. I remember growing up, and it was a young lady lived around the corner from us, and her guy used to beat her up when we were teenagers and stuff. And she was like, "At least he loved me, girl.
That's
Stop
not
it."
love, baby.
Right. I'm like, stop it, or he'll be driving, trying to push her out the car, just stuff like that. But she associated that with love.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And actually, the whole issue that you just mentioned with the car, that's something that happened to me. Um, and we could talk about it a little bit more, but teens in general sometimes don't have the ability to really recognize what
Mm-hmm.
is love versus what is not love. So when you see toxic behaviors like that, they think, oh, he just cares so much about me. That's why
Mm-hmm.
he's exerting this type of energy. When in reality, it's quite the opposite of what love is.
It is. It is. And one of my goals, I use my platform to uplift, to
Yes.
teach, to motivate, inspire, and to educate.
Right.
We got to decipher, we have to teach what love really is. Everybody is not in church, so we want them to know the love of Christ, but everybody is not there.
Yeah.
And we can't fault them. We're not going to pass judgment on those who are not in church or don't even believe. I'm not here for that, but I want them to know their value.
Right.
And,
Absolutely.
and know that anyone that's hitting you and abusing you, and it even goes a little further than that because it's that mental thing, that mental anguish, the emotional,
abuse.
yes, the
Yeah.
emotional abuse, and where they make you feel like if they don't like you,
Nobody else
no
will.
one else will.
Yeah, for sure.
No one else will. And here's the thing. It not only happens with mates, it happens in friendships.
It does. It does. And people don't always recognize that.
You can go ahead and elaborate on it.
Yeah. So, like, I was even talking to, I have a life coach. I believe every coach should have a coach, or every
Absolutely.
leader should have someone that they can talk to. And so we were talking about just a toxic friendship. Because friendships can be toxic. It doesn't necessarily have to be an intimate partner relationship in order for it to qualify as being abusive. But just when I was talking to her about the friendship, she was telling me, like, Whitney, you see clearly the different patterns, because you know it has to be a pattern for it to be considered abuse, like a cycle, right? And you see that this person is continuously doing things to tear you down. Every time you're wearing something, you feeling like you looking good, your friend is like, oh no, that looks terrible. And it's not like constructive criticism, but just always being very callous and negative towards you. You have to really check people's motives and their heart. And I am very spiritual, so a lot of times, even if other people aren't, I have to base things off of that. Like, Jesus,
me too.
He leads me. And if you're not reflecting love, then I have to really evaluate that relationship and sometimes exit stage left. Like,
Yeah. It happens, and it may seem catty, but it happens with the women as well as the men. There are friendships. Some people do not want to see you grow.
Better. Yeah. They're so used to, oh my goodness.
Yeah. They like you right here. If I can keep you right here, we're more relatable.
Yeah.
We're more relatable. Because see, now that you start to grow, now you think, oh, you better than me.
Yes. And that's not the case. We're always supposed to improve, steadily grow. And some people feel, like you said, that you're better than them, when that's not the case. Like, we all should be growing, elevating, trying to change. None of us will ever arrive, right? We always have something, a thorn in our side, that keeps us humble, so that we can grow.
Yeah. But I've seen relationships where, as you said, it's the clothing. Why your hair like that? Why are you talking to this person? Why are you reading this book? Why can't you do this way? You know, it's nothing ever. Not that you trying to please them, but they're always finding the negative, opposed to the positive.
Yeah.
Or they want to keep you, like I said, they want you to be held back. This way, you're not growing, because they're not growing. They have no need to grow. And so people who have nothing to lose don't mind making you lose everything.
Hello.
They care less.
Nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose. So, hey, I could allow my damaged goods to just overflow on you. And so I can be destructive with my behavior. And whatever I do is going to reflect on you too, because we're going to hang together. And until we understand that sometimes just cutting that string. Stage left. Yeah, you have to be able to do it. But I think it's a little easier with friends. But that mate, we hold on to.
You give them more chances than you would even family sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of your mate. And that could be for a lot of different reasons. I think about soul ties in general, especially if you have become intimate with the person. It makes it a little bit more difficult, not impossible, but a little more difficult to sever ties. But if it is toxic, it is necessary to exit stage left in a safe manner.
Right.
Especially if it's an abusive situation.
Safety is first.
Safety planning.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how many women I have spoken with who have left just with what they had on.
Yeah.
Just with what they had on. They've taken the kids to a relative house
Yeah.
while they're in their planning stage. You're like, this is D-Day. This is the day we're going to do this.
Right.
I'm going to get my liberty today,
Mhm.
but I may have to fight like hell to get it.
Right.
But I'm determined to get it. So I'm going to I got this little plan. I got this $5 I've been putting aside,
Right.
whether I'm digging a hole in the backyard or wherever I'm putting it at so that I can get safe, so I can try to find some safety.
Yeah. Well, we talked about safety planning. In particular, I went to the training I was telling you about earlier before we went live with WINGS program, which is a domestic violence agency that houses men, women, and children through that process of fleeing and then trying to rebuild their lives so that they can become independent of that abuse. And we had to put ourselves, they do an activity that's like in their shoes. So you have to put yourself in their shoes, like, this is the day I'm leaving. You get just what you have on you. So we all had our bags. It was the middle of winter. So we had our coats on, our bags, everything that we brought with us. And each stop, we had like we were in that scenario. And what would you do? Like, you really had to put yourself in it. And it makes you more empathetic to people instead of asking, well, why didn't they leave a long time ago?
Right.
Like, you get to see why. Because they're thinking about the children, the life that they built together, the lack of finances, and all of that. So it really helped me to, even though I am a survivor, be more empathetic to people who are still in a victimized state. Right?
And I think that's a question we need to stop asking. Why didn't you leave earlier? Because we do not know that situation. We don't know how dangerous it was.
Right.
You don't know what they went through just to get right there to the thought of, I can make it out of here. Today is going to be a life or death situation, but I'm determined today. Today I'm going to live.
Right. Yeah.
I want to live. And by that, I'm going to do what it takes to get me out of this state.
Yeah.
And so I think that, and I had to learn that too, to stop. I never asked the person why they lived, but I remember asking myself,
why?
But I've asked myself about others, why did you leave? But I can't be so grand to say to myself, why did you stay around?
Exactly, yeah. What was your reason?
What was my reason? And it's not always physical. As stated before, that verbal is verbal, financial, physical, sexual, mental, emotional.
Absolutely.
It goes through a full circle. I remember when I took my domestic violence class, and we had scenarios to go through too. It was just like they didn't do it to the extent yours, because I told you mine was done in a day. Yeah. So yeah. It was just what if, and then in this other organization I was in, we did one where we had different scenarios, and the way the lady was doing the scenario, we thought it was her life she was talking about. I mean, it was so real, you all, and it just brought tears.
It was emotional.
They
emphasized that whole time to practice self-care because it was so like draining. Every week coming back to that, putting yourself in the people's shoes and hearing about the different types of abuse, watching the videos, hearing from survivors that were at the WINGS program that had graduated. It was very emotional. So a lot of times when I'm talking to survivors of abuse, I emphasize self-care too, because it can be emotionally taxing on you when you're trying to help other people in such a dire situation.
What do you think causes one to be abusive?
Well, there are a lot of different factors. You mentioned one about people growing up in the situation. So maybe as a child, they might have witnessed their parents arguing or fighting, demeaning each other. Sometimes that's not even the case. Like they might have grown up in a very loving home where there was no abuse. I know for me, being molested as a child, I became more susceptible to get into other unhealthy relationships as I got older. So it wasn't just sexually abusive relationships, but it was the mental, emotional part that you talked about, the financial. So it's like a mix of different experiences, sometimes not knowing your self-worth or your value. Just being willing to settle for anything. Hi, Mary, that you don't deserve.
Good evening, all of you who joined us in. I see Mary, Isis, Deanna, Tanya, Tanisha, Tasha. Welcome, ladies. We're deep in conversation, and we're talking about domestic violence. We're talking about we're talking about it in general, and we're going to get to our teens just getting that in too.
Yeah. You guys have any questions or anything you want to specifically highlight, just put it in the comments. Let's make this as interactive as possible.
Yes, please do. And so, like I said, I've talked to quite a few ladies. I've talked to some young ladies who I've seen it in the school. This one school I was a mentor for their Teen Mom program, and these girls wowed me. These girls, wow to me. I was too, but I had my child at 19. I just got out of high school when I got pregnant. But man, these girls were like, I had one young lady to tell me that she was like, I am nothing but an MF and freak. I'm like, hold on, boo.
That's what she thought of herself.
That's what she thought of herself. And as I talked to her, and I was trying to, instill in self-worth. So what I did with them, so we met every Monday, and after our sessions, we have a group session, we had a one-on-one. And after our one-on-one, the next Monday, I will always have a private letter for them.
That's nice.
Because on our one-on-one, we talked about things that wasn't shared in a group, and I needed to keep it. Okay. I needed to keep it private, but I wanted them to let them know that I heard them.
Right.
And so, I acknowledged what they were going through.
Yeah. That's so important.
It is. They try to act hardcore. They try to act like it does not it does not matter, but they're hurting.
Yeah.
They are truly hurting, and they need someone to talk to.
I wish at that time when I was growing up and I had my first intimate partner relationship, dating violence, when I was 17. But we didn't have like a mentor.
Right.
I didn't feel comfortable talking to anyone about that. Something that I didn't realize was very bad at first, because when we talked about, this is love, right?
Right.
But then when I realized that it was bad, I didn't feel comfortable because there was shame.
Right.
I felt guilty, like maybe I contributed to the reason that he is doing this to me. So it's good that they have mentors in school. Now, I think every school should have that, like an open door policy, even with the social work department, so that way teens can feel a little bit more comfortable to talk. I tried doing that. I went to a high school and talked to the parent advisory council, and I did this teen dating workshop, and I talked to the parents, I talked to the principal, and I was telling them what to be aware of. So if your teen isn't really talking about it, you can pick up on the signs and be able to intervene before it's a life or death type of situation.
Right. I mean, you see them, they're pulling the hair.
Pulling hair. There's sometimes they try to do something that's like a little more discreet. So even like They
We call hickeys. Back in the day, it was the
Taylor
hickeys.
marks, yeah.
Y'all remember
They
those?
try to put that on you, you know, like branding you, so to
Mm-hmm,
speak. So
mm-hmm.
as to say, like, you're my property. things
Right,
like that.
right,
Mhm.
right. It's sad, but it's true.
It is.
It's sad, but it's true. And a lot of our teens are going through it. They're going through it and they're quiet about it.
Yeah.
And for those same reasons, it's the shame. It's the lack of worthiness, feeling worthy, you
Right.
know.
When you identify.
Mhm. They may not get love at home, you know.
Yeah,
So
it could be
if
dysfunction.
when they don't receive it at home, any type of attention that is received,
Even
that's
bad attention.
yeah, bad attention. It's acceptable for
Yeah,
them.
just any attention.
Yeah,
Because I'm lacking something.
right.
Lack of something.
Because I'm lacking something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hear my grandbaby just.
Oh.
I don't know what I don't know what's wrong with her right now, but
She might be home.
she'll be okay. She'll be okay. She'll be okay. But yeah, it's something. And then with this social media thing now,
Yeah. That play a lot of roles.
that
Like, if
that
it's
just
stalking,
do something else to them because now they're you may be with someone and they're putting their another picture up with someone else playing these mind games with you.
Yeah. We talked about that too in the training. So like we talked about cyber stalking now that you have
Yeah.
the internet, so people are like hacking your account or they're creating fake accounts to kind of follow you. And with the intimate partner relationship or the dating violence, like you said, doing things to try to make you feel jealous, or saying like, hey, I took these pictures of you, maybe these new pictures, I will expose them if you do not stay with me. Sometimes people even threaten things like suicide. You know, you hear a lot about suicide among our teens,
Yeah.
especially as of late, and that sometimes is the reason.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
It's a lot of pressure. Mary says sometimes when you're in the cave and you stay in those elements, you don't know what is good for you or bad for you because you're sheltered and you're held captive. That's true
a good
too.
analogy, yeah.
Yes, that is so true, Mary. That is
Sheltered,
absolutely true. I remember my sons and them told me that I had to let my daughter go. You know, they was to let her. I'm telling you, don't y'all laugh at me. I was still trying to get her bus to school. I was gonna pay. She was going. Girl, she was in her junior year. I'm serious. I was still because I'm like, we don't live that close to the bus line or train line. I didn't want her walking in the streets, you know, all of this going on, this, that, and the other. But my son's like, Mom, you're gonna have to let her go because that does not do any good either to shelter them because now they get out there and they go buck wild.
Yeah, they don't know how to handle it because they're so used to being, like she said, caved in.
Right. They go buck wild. And they're out there doing any and everything, seeking validation and seeking love from any and everyone.
Yeah.
What do you tell your child about Mr. Wrong? Because if we bash him too much, that's who they gravitate to.
Yeah, I know I did. My mother would try to say, oh, that person's no good. And in my adolescent man, I'm thinking, oh, she doesn't want to see me happy. She's hating on me. And like I shared earlier, I'm a teen mom. So my daughter is entering into her freshman year.
Right. She just graduated. I saw pictures.
Oh, my gosh. So I'm like, I don't want to be what they call the helicopter mom. It's like hovering over all the time. But I can admit that because I had a past of domestic violence, it makes you want to shelter a little bit to kind of protect them. But because I do these types of talks, I usually bring them with me. And then I expose them to the conversations that I'm having with young girls. I expose them to the conversations I'm having with the teachers, the parents, the principal. And I just try to be as upfront with them as possible.
Right.
I don't try to sugarcoat it at all. Like I talk to them almost like then my friend, we not friends, we get that boundary, but I want you to feel open enough to talk to me. So if something's going on, we can talk about it.
Right. I had a couple of young ladies I was talking to about journaling. Do your daughters journal?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
She's gonna try to steal my journal.
Oh,
She's gonna try, but I'm not gonna let her. I love journals,
I
and
love
that's
journals.
something that we've developed because she suffered a little bit with anxiety, and that
Okay.
was a tool. The journaling was the tool to help relieve that
Okay.
anxiety. So, yep, journaling is good.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of young ladies, and this was just last week, and they said, "Well, Lisa, I don't journal because when I put down my private thoughts, my mom reads it,
Oh my God.
and then she holds it against me."
Yeah. I remember having a diary when I was in second grade.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, like, I came home, I knew somebody had read it because it wasn't in my same spot. Like,
Right. You know where's that?
My mother was like, "Oh, your father read it." So I took a big black marker, one of those ones you can't erase.
Yeah. I think that was Sharpie.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my diary. It says for me, not you. But it was such a violation of trust. So for years, I really didn't journal or write poetry or anything like that because you do feel like, okay, I can't expose myself because now you're gonna be all in my business or you're gonna be on the phone telling everybody about it. Like, thank God they stopped doing that. But that's one thing. Like, if you are parents on here, you don't want to violate. Like, my daughter will come and bring me her journal and she'll read it to me because she wants to share a specific part. But I don't read it because you might just be having a day that you need to just let it out.
You need to release. Yes. I felt bad for the young lady that was telling me, but I couldn't say anything, against her mom.
Yeah.
So I just felt bad. I was like, wow. And, I was, empathetic with her.
Maybe she could write it down and then rip it up right after. So at least she's released it.
That's the idea. I'm gonna reach out to her and see. Yeah,
so
maybe that will help just tear her right on up. And she was like, "Why bother?" So like she reads my diary and then she throws it up in my face.
See how she responds to that. The writing it down and ripping it up. It's like a release and let go exercise.
Yes. How do you feel about the way some of our young ladies dress?
Oh my. Well, it's like, I'm 33 and it's even
she'll look like nowhere near, does she?
Yes, thank you, Lord. So I'm like, really, like, it's different how they dress as opposed to how we dressed. Even when I was in high school, we kind of wore like more baggy, the Rockaware with like the shoes, and it's just a lot different. People are trying to just be seen, like be noticed in a not so good way.
And I think that they even have this stuff out here for my little grandbabies. My granddaughter is 10 months and one is 5 months. 5 months. And they have they have these little bitty booty shorts and stuff out there for them now. And I'm like, you know what? No, we're not gonna plant that in them that they cannot be beautiful unless they showing all their bodies. Baby, I had this skirt. It was my first long skirt. Well, not long skirt, first skirt. Well, it was a pencil skirt with the split in it. I thought I was gonna be something cute. Yes, I did, baby. Seda Burrell, that's my grandma. So mom bought the skirt for me on 63rd and Houston. Used to be a huge shopping center. Was a store up there called Three Sisters. She bought the skirt for me, girl. It was a tan skirt. I was gonna be cute. Baby went over there to Sadie's house because mom had to go to work. Sadie saw that split. So the split was probably about like this. Now the skirt was long. It went to my. Sadie didn't care, baby. When Sadie got through, it looked like I had a hole in the skirt because it was only like this big. I was so.
She stitched it up. That's what we need. We need them old school
man. She
that's how my grandma would have did
stitched it up.
That she used to shop there too.
Yes, Mary. Yes, on 63rd and Halstead. Yes, Shalonda. Let's see what Shalonda said. She said journals are too personal, and then she said some of the style of dress is off the chain. These young ladies aren't mature enough to handle the attention that comes with some of their provocative style of dress. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. They cannot. They cannot handle the attention.
No, it's too much. I'm an adult in this.
I was gonna say, yeah, right.
But I absolutely agree with that. And journals are very personal. Some of the people that I mentor that are survivors, we use journaling as a tool, but I always tell them so there are some journals where you can have a little lock on it. Mm-hmm. If you think that somebody is going to read it, you can lock it up, you can put it away, you can do the journal where we release and let go. So it's a lot of different things that you can do to keep it personal. It sucks when somebody reads it that you didn't want to read, but there's some different things that you can do to make sure that it still remains private, unless you decide to disclose. Mm-hmm. That I meant used to shop there too.
Yeah, we understood, girl.
Yes, indeed.
We understood. Tanya, let's see. Tanya said.
Yeah, keep the comments.
Yes, Tanya said, I think balance is important. Parents should have open and honest discussions with their children. It is important that we teach young ladies about self-care and self-value. I also think that we need to ensure and understand having integrity and morals. Okay. Wow. While so many young ladies are struggling and dealing with abuse and have to go through so much to be heard and receive help, others are manipulative and use their power to attack our young men unfairly. Yes, they do.
I'm glad you brought up the men part of it. So we had men in the class that were survivors, and they openly shared about their experiences. Even on the panel, when I had that October event, there was somebody who was a survivor. Yes. So yes, absolutely. Women or girls, they can abuse boys and men. It's not exclusive to just girls or women, ladies, things like that.
It is
very
not.
Great point.
It is not, and because some of our girls are just wicked. I
mean, there's evil in the world.
Yeah. Some of them wicked, and some of them have been taught to take advantage of. Yeah. But even that,
it's all about power and control.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all about power and control. Mm-hmm. But then you'll be wondering why nothing good is coming your way.
Yeah.
Why karma is starting to turn around because you done did some things, so now you got to reap what you've sown.
Absolutely.
All them seeds you put down were not good seeds.
Right.
And so you have to reap what you sow. So yes, that is true. And I hope our young men know it's okay for them to just walk away. Recognizing.
There's a Facebook video that's actually circulating right now. It happened maybe last week, and it's a young guy. He might be in his 20s, and he is recording his girlfriend attacking him.
Wow.
And he's constantly telling her, "Stop! What are you doing? Don't do that." And she continues to hit him, cuss him out. And it was like millions of views. And
see, the police should have been there like they would have been on the on the men. The police should have been there.
But it was just, I thought, even though it was an unfortunate situation, I'm glad people got to see in real time that yes, men are victims. Mm-hmm. And even though they are physically stronger than us, he didn't want to exert his strength on his girlfriend.
Right.
He didn't want to hurt her. He really wanted her to stop, and she just wouldn't. It looked like she was intoxicated, but that's still not an excuse.
No, no excuses.
Hurt anybody. But it was just shocking to see. Because I was just scrolling down Facebook and I saw somebody shared it. Like he was physically being attacked.
Wow.
Hit,
Now, had he knocked the heck out of her,
he would have been arrested.
he would have been
I
arrested.
don't think anything happened there.
See, that's not fair.
It's not.
It's not fair. I am not an advocate for abuse. I don't care who do it.
Right. Period.
I don't care who does it. It's not. But some of them live in TV world. Yep.
Yeah.
They're exposed to a lot of stuff that the older women were not exposed to at their age of a teenager. They see everything on TV videos and movies. Thanks, Mary. You're right. They surely do, and they live off these
reality shows.
Yeah, those right there.
Yeah, I have on my daughter's phone, the one that's going to high school. It's an app that monitors like what she does and what site she goes on, and it'll block it if it's something that's got like a keyword or a site that would have things like that. But you really have to be careful and guarding your eyes and your ear gates. Because it gets into your spirit. I'm spiritual, so it all for me go back.
Yeah, Shalonda says a lot of these young ladies don't understand that men will judge the way they dress as the person they are.
Yeah.
That's unfair, but this should teach the young ladies the first impressions are very important. Yeah.
Very, very, very
important. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sometimes you might be guilty by association. So if you're like dressed like conservatively, but you with a friend and like to always have everything hanging out, they gonna automatically assume that you probably like her. You know, so you have to monitor your relationships as well.
I am a huge fan of Project Runway. Now don't y'all laugh because I look at the episodes from 2004. But
my mother likes it.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you how I got on it though. My daughter and I was watching, well, she was watching TV, and whatever was on the TV disgusted me.
Wow.
And it was either you gonna turn or you gonna get out. You gonna go to another room.
Yeah.
Because we're not watching it, and guess who the TV belongs to?
Right.
So that was the end of that. So we started watching Project Runway, and I just fell in love with it. But it was a young lady on there, and her religion, they dressed very modest.
Yeah.
And she turned out to be the finale winner.
Oh, good.
And nothing exposed. You know, she was Mary said she likes it too. Nothing was exposed, and she made some very nice, outfits. And it was nice. Now, me, I would say now, just like this here, this is me. This is me. I don't want my butt out. Now, when I was younger, I
wear a crop top here and there, but in the right environment. Like I wouldn't go to church or somewhere.
No, I'm not going to church with it
like that, But I wanted to say something because we were talking about parents and what can parents say. I think, like, I believe it was Tanya that might have said it. Yeah, about open communication and just allowing them to speak openly to you. There's a statistic that I wanted to share. So out of 4 parents, 3 and 4 parents have never talked to their children, their teens in particular, about dating violence or abuse. So that means that like 1 parent out of the 4 has talked about it. So look at yourself as a parent, as a grandparent, as an educator, whatever capacity that you are working with children. Are you making it where they feel open to talk to you? Are you creating a welcoming environment for them where they would tell you like, hey, this person is hurting me? They might not know it's abuse, but they know that it's mistreatments, right? Because you have talked to them about what is good versus what is not good in relationships. So even when I went to that parents advisory council meeting, when I asked the parents who here has talked to their children about it, most of them hadn't. And one of them parents like, well, I didn't even think that I should. Like, it never even crossed my mind. And no judgment here. But because it's so prevalent, it's so common, we need to have that conversation. Even if it's uncomfortable, you need to speak to them about what is acceptable versus what is unacceptable in a dating relationship. Because they're dating.
Oh,
They will
yes,
tell you.
they are. And Tanya says she gave us scripture, Titus
Come through with the
second
word.
chapter. Come on now, 3-5. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. Amen.
Listen, I'm writing that down.
Yep.
Titus 2:3-5.
Mm-hmm. Shalonda said it's called sexism.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a lot of it going around. But you know what? If I'm honest with you, because a lot of things that I'm learning now, I didn't know when my children were younger. And so now they're hitting in their 30s and stuff like that. Because I must admit, I did not talk to my children about abuse.
A lot of people don't.
I did. Now my daughter, I talked to her. I had learned a little something the time she come along and got up to that age.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Tim would be 34 this year. I think he'd be 34. Then the next one be 29, and so then she will be 20.
Yeah, but that's as you learn and you grow. You share the knowledge.
As I shared the knowledge, because I think with her, I became more aware of just her friends, and it was just certain things that I needed to be aware of, and probably because the fact that I was sheltering her too, that I needed to be more aware of.
Well, I think a lot of parents have that same testimony. I know I have a 14-year-old and I have a soon-to-be 9-year-old, and things that I did as a teen mother with a baby, I never did with my youngest daughter, because I learned and I wanted to do better. So that's
girl, absolutely. Thank God.
That's like, amen.
Right.
That's how we grow, So that's why I said when the parents raised their hands, like, it never even crossed my mind. I told them, like, it's no shame. But I did give them a number that they could save. It's like a number where you could text love is, like all one word, LOVEIS, to 22522. And that's something that kids can store in their phone. So if they don't want to talk to you as the mom, they get to chat with somebody.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna put this out here. This is good information.
They text, right? People text more than they talk. And especially to their peers. So you have somebody who's trained staff that's going to receive the issue and talk them through, so that if they are in an abusive relationship or situation, they can get help, like access to it immediately, instead of suffering in silence because you feel ashamed or guilty.
This was one of the things my pastor wanted to do. He was talking about a couple of months ago and putting something together, and I think it's in the works, that he was going to talk about putting something together just to keep our kids informed. And that type of information will be good to share
in the church, right?
Hey, cousin.
It's good.
To keep our kids informed. And sometimes we have those impromptu gatherings with them, and they'll take them out, and we have real talk. We have real talk with them. We take the Band-Aid off the scab, baby, and let it just go, because we cannot afford to keep sugarcoating this thing.
No, that's how the cycle continues.
Right.
You can't break the cycle by being silent.
We have to stop sugarcoating this.
Yep. I absolutely agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, we can't afford to do it. Y'all, we're longer than we normally be. We got more, because I don't want to keep you. I know the girls at home.
Yeah, they get ready. We still got school going on.
Yeah, she got 2 daughters, y'all. What I will do is if we can continue this another time. Educating young people earlier on will also prevent some would be abusers from being abusers. Yes.
I agree. That's why I try to talk to them now, like as they are still growing and forming their opinions, thoughts, and ideas, and they're still so impressionable. You can start talking to them now so that you're not trying to fix it later, you know.
Right.
Like prevention is so important.
Yeah, I totally agree. Whitney, I have truly enjoyed you. We've had great conversation, and you all have been the bomb. Y'all have, yes, you have really been engaging this evening, and I so appreciate each and every one of you chiming in, huh?
Can I tell them about the different things that are going on?
Absolutely.
All right, so again, my name is Whit Devereaux. You can follow me here on Facebook at Whit Devereaux. My site is whitdevereaux.com. This week, I have partnered with the Chicago Police Department in the 6th District, which is along 79th Street. And we're doing like a community Stop the Violence cookout. So if you're familiar with BJ's Market, that is where we'll be, and we'll be providing resources. Family Rescue, Domestic Violence Agency will be there. I'll share the flyer with Lisa so she can share it all with you. So if you can't come, you can at least share the information so people can get access to the resources that are available, because it's really important for people to rebuild that relationship with the police. Because there's like a little trust issue right now with the police department. So if more people feel comfortable, like, hey, Officer Scott, which is one of the liaisons, is somebody I know that will really handle this and they'll look out for me, then they'll be more willing to come out with that information if they are being abused or if they know somebody who is being abused. June 22nd.
Yes.
We have the Healing Conference, which is hosted by LaSteiner Martinez. It will be at the bookstore APS Books and More from 12 to 3, which is where our books are. We're both award-winning authors.
Yes, we are.
And our books are there. So you can come by. It's from 12 to 3, and we'll be talking about healing, having faith over fear.
And that's this Saturday. The address is 2653 South Lawndale.
That's right.
Yeah. And that'll be this coming Saturday, 12 to 3. And LaSteiner is another award-winning author.
She is, and a survivor of domestic violence.
Yes, she is.
So we'll definitely be touching on that as well. So we're doing everything we can to provide awareness, give people resources, and just rebuild that trust, right? The last thing I have going on, so I try to do something every October because that's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So this time we're gonna go on a cruise. So if you're a survivor, it's not just domestic violence.
Right.
For people, breast cancer, because Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October too. If you've survived anything that was trying to take you out, any type of adversity, then we welcome you to join the cruise. And all of that, all the stuff I talked about is on my site, whitdevereaux.com. And
then I will share it in here and let you all know. We'll put her.
Is there a fee for what, Mary? Which event? I'll say this. For the community event on June 20th, it's free. That's on 79th Street. It's 1156 West 79th, which is BJ's Market. That's free, open to the community. Is there a fee for the Healing Conference? Yes. So there's a general admission fee, and then there's a VIP package. I've been fundraising all month, so we do have sponsorship opportunities available. So if there's someone who should be there, but they can't afford it, they can inbox me here on Facebook, and I can give them the information. But we don't want people not to have access because of funding, because we're talking about financial abuse, right? Sometimes people can't afford it. So I've been fundraising all month to raise money for people who are in that situation where they want to come, they need to come, but they can't afford it. So for the cruise or for the Healing Conference, if you know somebody who need to come, tell them don't worry about the money, just inbox me, because we have raised over $500 so far.
Awesome.
Just to help
Good
people.
Job.
Yes. Praise God.
Yeah.
he tell you to do it, and then he send the resources for you. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen. But thank you for having me.
Thank you. I
It was so
appreciate
good.
you. Yes. So my goal is to hang out with them on
You wanna show it to
Saturday.
'em?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna scan it in and post it. Y'all can see this. I'm gonna put it in. This is Lestina here. And
She got a panel.
yeah.
It's gonna be really good. There'll be vendors and food and the panel discussion. Lestina is the keynote speaker, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit my nonprofit, which I'm really just pouring back into other people that are survivors.
And she's doing this quarterly.
Yeah,
she's doing it quarterly. I am the speaker.
All right.
Yeah, I am the speaker for
September or December.
I am the speaker in September for the following one. Yeah, I'll be the speaker in September for on for healing is a journey. I'm one of the speakers in September. Amen. For that. But by all means, if you could go to Dillswin, or if you want to wait to just come out. We do a lot of things. We see each other a lot.
Yeah, like Sunil said,
we're better together. We see each other a lot. We do a lot of different things. We have a lot of networking that we do with women. Women do not have to hate on each other.
No, we can come together. We could come.
We could come together. Let me tell y'all, when we were in Nashville, we had a blast. Yes. People were coming to our booth. They're like, "What y'all doing over here?"
And then the lady that said, "I've been looking for y'all."
Right. She was like, "I've been looking for you all." I was looking for a Christian.
God to send them. Yeah.
I made a good connection in Nashville. Writing to Win will be my book signing is going to be in Nashville because of connection I made while we were there.
Oh wow! Praise God! Look, that whole experience was so good.
We had a blast. Good. We had a blast. We did and stuff. So God bless you all. I appreciate you all. We're here a little longer than we. Yes, we're here longer than what we usually be, but we had some good information. You all were talking back, and I appreciate you all from that. Let's get more into it. I need you all to get more involved. I'm trying to bring you all more content and more people that you all can talk to, regardless of what. For whatever reason, we all have a story, you all. I asked you all, what was your story? Because I want you to come in. You don't have to be a award-winning author, none of that stuff, but you have a story. You have a testimony that will bless someone. Shalonda was here with us last week, and the response I got from that, someone told me how she blessed them. So no, God can use all of us, and that's what this is about. That's why it's closed. It's not open to the public, because this is us. We don't want any and everything in here.
Right. Yeah, make sure it's a nice.
We have to make sure it's a nice environment. So I am looking forward to. I want you all to inbox me and let me know.
Oh, they met you.
Really? Okay, cool.
Nashville was a blessing.
Yeah, Nashville was off the chain. We had a ball, y'all. We did. Cool. We had a lot of people out there, and we had a good time. We had a good time. But you know what? I'm gonna say good night to you all. I will be posting this.
I forget. But y'all, look. So really, even on the replay, today is my book anniversary. This is the one that won the award.
Put that high so they can see.
Can you see it?
There you go. There you go.
And this is just detailing a story. It's based off of my personal testimony, but it is considered fiction because I've changed the names, places, times, events to protect me and the people involved. But it is detailing my walk coming out of an abusive relationship, being a teenage mom, and just how God never left me alone, right? Not by my own. it's based off of John 5:30. So that lets you know you're not by yourself. You're not by yourself when you're going through these types of situations. Somebody can relate, right? And if you see that they came out of it, then you can too, right? So I put it on sale. That's on my site, withdevereaux.com. It's just $10. Free shipping, all of that. Just $10, which is a huge discount from what it normally is. But it's because I want to make sure that people get access to this. And God really He's orchestrated the whole thing. Like from this book came so many more opportunities. So that is my thank you for everybody. This is your copy.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to read. And you know what I like to do? I read and write in my books.
Yeah, right.
I write in my books, yes, so I don't share them.
Yeah.
Because they become personal.
Right, I write in that too.
Mary, the one you gave me, Mary Hale gonna be with us real soon, you all. Mary Hale will be with us. I write in my books. I think I have Mary's book.
I like that book too.
I got Mary's probably in my purse, but I had this one. Dominique was with us not too long ago, and this is another one. Her uncensored girl talks
about sex and celibacy.
Sex and celibacy. Yes.
Yes, this is great. Thank y'all so much.
So thank you all. Yeah. I appreciate you all. We're gonna say good night. We're gonna let Whitney go get back to her little girls.
Praise God, Shalonda.
Yes, Shalonda. We're gonna do this again. God gonna take this to the level that He wants it to be. And as long as He give it to me, I'm going to give it to you all. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you all. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you all, okay? I love you guys. I'm going to end this now so she can go home and be with her girls, okay? Talk to you all soon. Good night.